Brace yourself to go below the surface, enjoy beautiful bubbles, and hear the blues. On this episode of The Arts Page, you'll get a special behind-the-scenes look at a new immersive art exhibit called Deep Lake Future. Be captivated by the Marcus Performing Arts Center's recent public art full of great big interactive bubbles. Get a look at a lake country arts tradition in Oconomowoc. Plus, hear a song by blues guitarist and Racine native Stephen Hull. The Arts Page starts right now. Welcome to The Arts Page. I'm Sandy Max. Fuzz Pop Workshop. It's the name of a brand new Milwaukee-based multimedia production studio that is creating an interesting experience for all ages. Daniel Murray is the founder and creator of the Fuzz Pop Workshop, and together with a team of over 20 local artists, they have put together an immersive interactive art exhibit called Deep Lake Future. Deep Lake Future transports you to a fantastical land where invasive species have overrun the Great Lakes, creating brand new creatures and an environment never before seen. Daniel Murray shares his vision for this otherworldly experience of Deep Lake Future.
What I'm interested is in giving people experiences that they've never had before in ways that stimulate their imagination, spark their creativity, kind of aesthetic experiences that can transport them. We are in Deep Lake Future. This is the first show of Fuzz Pop Workshop. It's an interactive, immersive art experience set in a surreal underwater future. Well, Fuzz Pop Workshop came because I was trying to develop this idea for a production company, a studio, but really with a kind of interactive hands-on approach. So something like a workshop that you would really be engaged with and involved with. I love garage rock, which uses a lot of fuzz guitar, and fuzz pop had a good ring to it and was, something a little odd, that we thought worked. So yeah, we've got a great team of 25 artists, all people I started meeting about a year ago, and everyone was really excited and wanted to do something big, had heard about these kinds of immersive art experiences and wanted to be part of something huge. And so there's a great team of folks working on this. We have lighting designers and engineers, sculptors, muralists. A couple of them, Drew York is a muralist who's done some great walls all over Milwaukee. But like the rest of us, is stretching beyond and learning new skills, working in sculpture, and painted most of the surfaces that you see here.
From the beginning, Daniel reached out I think by hearing my name from other artists and finding out that I was a local muralist. So from our first meeting, we talked about, how I could be a part of it and if I could paint things here and there or where I would fit in. And now it's turned into, learning how to sculpt a large, 25-foot long lamprey.
Eduardo Zavala is a young artist, recently graduated from MIAD, has created a gigantic stone godhead that lords over this world that we've created, and has really done some amazing work bringing that to life.
I met Daniel here through the studios. I had a studio space here, and he was needing someone to take over this large sculpture. And I'd worked with foam before, so I was really excited to jump on. I've never worked in something this large scale, So working this big was really exciting, and I also really liked their ideas.
The experience starts in a kind of laboratory where a group of scientists has been trying to experiment with or maybe understand strange creatures that are this sort of merger of technology and biology. So in that room, we set up the story. There have been great floods, and since then, people have tried to find a way to survive. And then that leads people through a kind of portal into this surreal underwater world where they can explore our version of Milwaukee's Deep Tunnel project filled with strange life forms. Zebra Mussel Mound, where they can play on a sturgeon synthesizer and make their own music. A rainbow cave that's underwater that glows as you move through it. I think my hopes for this show and for Fuzz Pop Workshop generally is to create exciting aesthetic experiences, to stimulate people's imagination and creativity, show them something they've never seen before, think about something that's in their world, but from a totally different and fantastic point of view. We've really thought of this as a kind of prototype. And so the hope is to do this on a much larger scale, all still in this interactive, immersive world, and plan that it's still really focused on the local and the regional. So here we've got a deep lake, but also a North Woods, that's also this surreal version that's unexpected and tells a different kind of story about the region in Wisconsin.
You can experience Deep Lake Future. It's now open at the VAR Gallery in Milwaukee's Walker's Point neighborhood. On the subject of interactive art exhibits, the Marcus Performing Arts Center recently hosted a 5-day event titled Rainbow Summer Highlight featuring Evanescent. Evanescent is a traveling public art exhibit featuring massive bubble texture, giant bubbles made from a special material that reacts to the sun during the day, and it lit up at night, inviting interaction and exploration.
Rainbow Summer Highlight Week is just an opportunity for all of us to gather together, to be a part of our own community, to see some amazing bands, to walk amongst a beautiful art installation like this, and be with one another. We have great food, we have great music, we have great art, and what more could you want from a summertime experience?
Milwaukee Downtown is discovered through a variety of feedback from the general public that connecting with community and what we call our third spaces or our unobligated spaces, our parks, our plazas, our green space, it's important because through public space activations and bringing large-scale public pieces of art, we recognize it's a really good way of attracting a variety of demographics, but most importantly, these kinds of activations really just for that brief moment that you're in the midst of them, really inspire joy and can just make you forget about anything that you're worried or concerned about.
You can see from looking around that everybody is just enjoying themselves, taking in the piece of art, posting it on Instagram or what have you, and enjoying the outdoors and enjoying one another.
Milwaukee Downtown is the Downtown Business Improvement District, and we are engaged in creating an environment that is welcoming to visitors, residents, and a workforce. And we're also actively engaged in creating public spaces where community can come together to connect. We discovered Evanescent really through Gabe Yeager, who is our director of public space initiatives. And Gabe just has this very creative mind where he's always looking for ways in which we can activate our green spaces and our public spaces.
Having Evanescent here, this beautiful art installation, is a first for me. It's a first for this space, which this beautiful park-like setting is new for us. And it's given us an opportunity to really activate it and bring people together onto these grounds. 100% could not have done this without Milwaukee Downtown as our partner. This was something that when Gabe Yeager, who is with Milwaukee Downtown, approached me about doing a public art installation, it was a no-brainer. This space had not yet even been completed. We hadn't yet dedicated our war memorial, so this was all something that happened organically but very quickly, and we worked together immediately and hand in hand with Bid 21 to make sure that we could bring something this spectacular and this much fun and this big to this space at this moment, right when everybody wants to be outside and hang out with one another.
Was most exciting for me, being born and raised in the city of Milwaukee and working right across the street at City Hall. I was one of those individuals that used to come across the street every day over lunch in the summer months to enjoy Rainbow Summer. So for me, it's a revisiting of Rainbow Summer. So the Rainbow Summer highlight featuring Evanescent is, again, this perfect intersection of things that bring me joy, that bring back really fond memories, but it also is exciting and engaging when you think about all the new ways in which we're activating our public spaces, and that our organization and Milwaukee Performing Arts Center together and collaboratively are bringing forward this great activation and this great community programming.
If you missed Rainbow Summer highlight featuring Evanescent, follow Milwaukee Downtown and any of their social media accounts to stay up to date on future artful activities they have planned around the city. The 52nd Oconomowoc Festival of the Arts returns to Fowler Lake Park in Oconomowoc August 19th and 20th this year. Let's take a look at highlights from last year's festival in Lake Country.
Thank you and welcome everybody to Oconomowoc. You have such an incredible community event here with the 2022 Festival of the Arts.
It's a big influence. It's pretty much the flagship event of the community. We have 110 artists typically. We have many more that apply. We have a wide range of medium, fiber, pottery, oils, pastels, watercolors, and we are totally a volunteer organization. Typically about 500 people in the community involved in helping put the festival on.
Can you imagine 500 volunteers in a small community like we have here? That's really what makes us special. That's what makes Oconomowoc special.
If you ask a lot of the artists, they'll say they wait all year for their peach cobbler or their rhubarb cobbler. And it's homemade. The day before the festival starts, we have a cobbler bake-off, and we probably bake 140 pans of cobblers.
We have a bunch of different projects for kids to do. We really want them to kind of explore their art side. But yeah, we try and kind of do a bunch of different things to include everybody. We have some beading things, we have just some coloring if kids want to just sit down and create something. We have stickers and stuff like that. The mural has been around, I believe, since the beginning or almost the beginning of the art festival. We actually have volunteers from the high school that are doing all of the face painting and stuff. And they're amazing artists. I love seeing the kids create. It is amazing to see what kids can actually do. And they're just so much fun. Like, I love this area just because it's kids, and kids are cool, and they're fun.
My husband and I travel in our Airstream trailer, and so we go around the country. We started doing shows. The reason I love this show particularly is because it's a very community-based show. It's in a beautiful venue, and all different kinds of people come, and there's all different types of art.
Pretty excited this year to be here. It's a beautiful location. I've done this show back in 2018, and was very excited to be chosen to be involved again this year.
We did this show last year for the first time. We heard a lot about it. It was amazing last year. A lot of people came out. Our artwork's a little different than you might typically see on the circuit, but people were so responsive to it, so we came back again this year, and it's been even better.
This is our 51st year. There was an artist by the name of Virginia Harris who was exhibiting her artwork in one of the little parks in town. She was a member of the Women's Club, and the Women's Club got excited about the fact that, well, let's just do an art festival. So that's how it started.
Honestly, it gives me goosebumps a little bit, man. It's just fortunate because it's something that you don't think about as much when you're a kid and you're growing up. And then, when you look back and just honored, to be able to pass on just the tradition and be a part of it is very special. I run into people that are still involved with the fair today that remember her, and so we reminisce and stuff, and it's very special.
Our inaugural winner of our $20,000 cash prize is artist number 60, Ben Otten. Congratulations, Ben. Come on up.
Just feeling pretty blessed, to be honest with you. That was I hadn't really done a competition like that before. To be able to interact with the crowd was pretty fantastic. But then be able to cap off the summer back in the hometown, man, it's a pretty fun feeling. I got a lot of family and friends roaming around, so it's good to catch up with them. And then, yeah, just be able to support your local fairs and events is pretty fun.
And I can tell you firsthand that there are just some incredible exhibitors here, and some that we're going to be honoring this afternoon. A lot of incredible craftsmen in wood this year. Thomas Tires in booth 47. Thomas, congratulations.
So to be chosen here is just very, very important to me. I love Wisconsin. I love this area. So again, very exciting for me. I always loved birds, and I just like how a feather looks, the colors, the variations, so many different possibilities. They're so cool. Feathers are very, very neat. They can fly. So I really enjoy that part.
So many incredible photographers. There's a lot to choose from. This year it's Chris and Katie Robleski in booth 24.
Chris, he went to MIAD in Milwaukee for school. He taught himself night photography, experimented at night because it was the only time he could take photos for his assignments. So then he started just exploring that type of photography. It is long exposure, so the shutter stays open on the camera anywhere from 2 to 10 minutes. And during the shutter exposure, we go inside of all of these buildings, cars, any kind of structure, and light it up with colored flashlights. He's more of like the photographer concepting the artwork, and I'm the light painter, and he's the one that sends me inside. And you can be with the critters in there, do your thing. It's no Photoshop, no computer manipulation, and everywhere we go, it's abandoned. So we have a lot of fun in the dark playing with lights.
Our best in show this year in painting, and for the whole show, is Rachel Newman.
Congratulations. Was absolutely flabbergasted and surprised, and so I've never won Best of Show. I've been a full-time artist since 2008. I started sailing as a late teen, so I've sailed in Lake Superior is where I learned how. I've sailed on tall ships. Eventually, my husband and I spent almost a 2-year sabbatical living on our sailboat, and that's really where this body of work came from. And for so many people in this world that's so chaotic, it's like they're drawn to my work because it's just a moment to breathe.
It's time to lend an ear to a local musician. Here's Racine-based blues artist Stephen Hull performing his song, A Snake Will Be a Snake, from the Milwaukee PBS digital series, Rhythm Cafe MKE.
How we doing?
Good, how are you?
I'm still breathing. Is he practicing? He's tuning up in there? All right, look at him go. See, this is why I like him. Ah, yes. The concerto shall begin at noon. Maestro. How we doing?
Good. How are you?
We take it from the 5 in and then just kind of have a nice stop into the thing. I'll show you what I mean when I finally get this thing too. Do I clap again? Yep. Okay. Take 3, snake will be a snake. I really thought that life was sweet as a piece of cake. Then I found out that people can be fake. And you can get mad when a snake starts being a snake. When it gets cold outside, your body, it starts to shake. And if it ain't got no hose, a boat will float on a lake. And you can't get mad when a snake starts being a snake. All right. Keep your eyes peeled. Watch every move they make. Leave nothing to chance. Do whatever it takes. And you can't get mad when a snake starts being a snake. Well, the lowest of the low took my woman, won't bring her back. Well, he took my woman away, and he won't bring her back. He's lower than a snake in a wagon track. A Snake Will Be a Snake is a song that I came up with just taking note of different events that go on. And, you know, we sometimes put our trust in the wrong people, even though we might notice that the behaviors that are now on blast or have always been there. We just kind of ignored it.
Keep your eyes peeled. Watch every move they make.
So I figured this one should be for the people, and we should use it a little bit to talk about the obviousness of some malicious people in our lives and kind of ignore it.
You know he's lower than a snake in a wagon track.
You can watch the full collection of Rhythm Cafe MKE volumes featuring local musicians at our website, milwaukeepbs.org. Thank you for watching The Arts Page. I'm Sandy Max. Please join us the first Thursday of every month for a half hour full of art on The Arts Page.